Hey you guys, it's me, Natalia J. Mag, the Sustainable Designer. I'm back with another episode of the Sustainable Designer series. And in this episode, I'm going to talk about how to be a sustainable designer. At first, it's really daunting, but sustainability is different for everyone. I think as long as you're contributing to making the world a better place and you're really considering your carbon footprint and where your fabric's coming from and like what you're doing with your scraps, whatever it is that you're doing to try to be more sustainable is great, because not enough people are considering it, even though I think that sustainability is something that everyone should be considering, not only fashion designers, but people who are business owners, entrepreneurs, and consumers should be considering sustainability. Not enough people are doing it, but I believe that the world is waking up and more people are thinking about this. And so this video is for you. Because if you're watching this video, that means that you're thinking about how to be a sustainable fashion designer. So thanks for watching my video. 5 tips on how to be a sustainable designer. Number 1, consider where your fabrics come from. Are you buying your fabrics from a manufacturer that gets its fabric from China? Are you just buying at a local shop like Joann's? Some of us are lucky to live in New York and have, an abundance of fabric stores. So really considering where you're getting your fabrics from. And if you can't, when you're a small fashion designer, you can't just go and buy the best fabric ever, because you have a budget. So what you can do if you're on a budget like me is buy natural fabrics, so natural fibers. For example, hemp and linen and wool. Obviously we get into the organic side of things. Cotton is horrible. Cotton is actually one of the fabrics that requires the most water, so it's not sustainable, even though it's a natural fiber and it will eventually decompose. Conventional cotton is actually really harmful for the environment, because the way that it's produced, it uses a lot of water and pesticides and herbicides and all that stuff that is obviously horrible for the environment and for people. So I would stray away from cotton unless it's organic. So 1 is consider the fabrics you're using. 2, upcycle. So a really cool thing that you can do is take your old clothes or get clothes from secondhand stores, Salvation Army, Savers, wherever, and upcycle it and give it a new life. Something, I've upcycled some things that I get so many compliments on it when I wear it, and it's oh, I just took an old dress and I made it into this masterpiece. So upcycling is number 2. Number 3, consider where your waste is going. So you don't necessarily have to be a zero waste designer, but collecting all your scraps and saving them. And then from scraps you can make so many things. You can make appliques, you can make sculptures, you can make art installations. There's so many things you can do from scraps. You could create new fabric from the scraps. You can felt the fabric together and create a whole new piece of fabric, or you can sew it together and create a super cool fabric with a bunch of different patterns. I'm still collecting scraps, because ever since I started designing, I have been saving my scraps, but I wouldn't say I have enough scraps to create a masterpiece yet, but I do plan on creating something with my scraps, so definitely stay tuned for that. Tip number 4, use recycled fabrics. So polyester, yes, it's bad because it's made from plastic, but there are polyesters out there that are made from recycled water bottles and recycled plastics. So using recycled polyester and recycled fabrics could really be a way to be sustainable. Tip number 5, track your waste, especially when it comes to paper waste. It's not just about saving your scraps from your fabric, but making sure that you recycle all the scraps that you make from creating patterns, and you are being like considerate of how much paper you're using. In the end, all these tips are really gonna help you not only save the environment but save money, because you're not using extra paper, so you don't have to buy more pattern paper more frequently. And when you use a zero waste approach to creating, when it comes to cutting your fabric, or you try to produce as little waste, it takes less yards to create a piece. So there you have it, you guys. 5 tips on how to be a sustainable designer. Please stay tuned for more episodes of the Sustainable Designer series. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you like my Facebook page, follow me on Instagram, and check out my shop. Bye. See you later.